decades. But last night, thousands turned out to mark the first anniversary of the vote, which has been deemed illegal by the Spanish government. Euronews' Paul King reports.
Riot police charge in to break up demonstrators in front of Catalonia's regional parliament. A march marking the first anniversary of Catalonia's ill-fated referendum attracted thousands of people who haven't yet given up hopes of independence. During the day, there had been attempts to block roads and train tracks, hanging ballot boxes and chanting the regional anthem. The goal was independence, but if it's not achieved in the near future, we have to keep fighting to achieve it, or at least achieve a binding referendum that we can then vote on, and that the results are then respected. Madrid imposed direct rule on Catalonia after it declared independence following the referendum. Elections later returned a regional government favouring a split with Spain, though a party supporting union won the most votes. Polls today show a relatively even split between those who favour remaining in Spain and those wanting to secede. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has said he favours dialogue on the region's future, but has ruled out any moves towards independence. Paul King, Euronews.
Well, our Cube team has had its ear to the ground. Angela, what can you tell us about the scale of these protests?
Well, Belle, the scale of these protests was huge. And one thing to note is the involvement of young people in these protests. Thousands took to the streets of Barcelona yesterday, and you saw in that report there that there was some scuffles with police, but a lot of the students tweeting saying that there were very few incidents. Now, the organisers said 50,000 people were involved in those protests, 13,000 according to another organisation. But there's no doubt, there's no question that the involvement, the scale of these protests was absolutely huge. Now, one of the groups that organised the protests was CDR, and they posted this video outside the Spanish embassy in London yesterday. Now, CDR, it stands for Committees for the Defence of the Republic. Now, they also organise protests in Barcelona, as you saw there, and also they organise protests in Paris. Now, one of the other groups that's been very prolific, playing a key role in galvanising support for these protests is this university group. And they also tweeted a picture from Barcelona yesterday saying the repression has never been nor will be an obstacle for the student movement. And Marcel Mori, who is a journalism professor, he tweeted saying once again that these protests, the fight starts from the classroom. But lots and lots of support, lots of students tweeting, getting involved as well. Joan Manquez, one of them, just really showing thousands of people the really passionate protests that people are still holding on to hope for independence.
Angela, thank you very much to you and to the Cube team. And thank you very much for joining us this morning on Good Morning Europe. Do stay